Hey guys, what is up? So I definitely want to get up and personal with you and just talk about the different revenues to take if you're struggling with your YouTube channel or you just feel really unmotivated. I recently started my YouTube channel, An Honest Conversation. It's going on its 7th week. It's going on its 7th week now, guys. Oh my goodness. And I am at 900 subscribers. I've already passed the 4K watch time hours you need for monetization. So, it's doing really great for a new channel that's not even 2 months old yet. I might very well be monetized this week, and it's really exciting, and I really want you guys to feel the same thing that I'm feeling. So the number one thing I did when I realized I wasn't getting the views that I wanted, I was just okay, I got out of my head and was look, I don't like to niche down. It's something I've never wanted to do. But I was just if I'm going to put in all of this hard work and all it takes for me is just to start another channel, so the algorithm can really push just, that specific videos to the audience. I knew, for instance, I knew I had a problem when YouTube couldn't tell me on this channel what you guys were also watching, because I had different audience. I had an audience for water fasting, an audience for material like this video, and then I had an audience for skinny syrup taste testings and in food and all that stuff. So I was oh crap, I have to do something about it. So the number one thing I would suggest you do if you're struggling with YouTube is to pull back. Think about it for a second. Think about your audience, right? Think about, do you need to niche down? Think about, do you need to only be talking about 2 topics from now on? Think about, maybe you should start a second channel if that's what needs to be done. The second thing is, think about your thumbnail. And I've always said this, your thumbnail is supposed to be basically the movie trailer. And so I will see thumbnails and I'm who's gonna click on that? The video is great, and of course I'll click on the video to watch, because I'm all about let's support all these small UVs out here in these streets, right? But in my head, I'm a normal person would probably not click on this thumbnail, So I think it's very important to take time. Your thumbnail is just as important as the title, and your title is just as important as the topic that you're talking about in your video. Now let's get to the title. That's the third thing I wanted to talk about. Your title, think about, it's just not that serious. Hear me out. So your title, just think about whatever you're thinking in your head. So let's say I want to do a review on Canada Dry Sparkling Seltzered Water, right? So think about it. I'm just going to be okay, how does sparkling seltzered water taste? That's probably going to be my title. You know what I mean? Now, when titles came around, I used to preach how I think it's a really great idea to, type in seltzered water and, and you can see all, the reviews and see the keywords that people are using, the SEO words. And yes, keywords are important, but what I find that's really important when you're thinking about your title is, what was the first thing that came to your mind when you thought about this title? What is a normal John Doe, Jane Doe are going to think about when they're trying to look up seltzered water? They're going to think about, oh, how much is it? Do I want to, is it good? Does it taste great? And now the fourth thing I wanted to talk about is up here, because your mental health has everything to do with the success of your YouTube channel. If you are having a shitty day, if you just feel you can't do this because YouTube is oversaturated, and so-and-so put up their video yesterday and they're at 10,000 views on that one, and I worked all week on this video and I only got 20, 70 views, right? It all starts here. So if you don't, and I know that sounds really cheesy, but a part of this is that you have to believe that you can do it. Okay, sorry, that was my phone. I know this does sound cheesy, but the huge part of this is that you have to believe that you can do it, right? And so like with this YouTube channel that I started going on 7 weeks now, yeah, I'm happy that I'm at 900 subscribers, but I know I worked my ass off too. So I'm not gonna ever be one of those people who are gonna think that I didn't deserve this. Hell yeah, I deserved it. You know, like I worked my butt off, and you should have that mentality too, that you deserve everything you work hard for. And so you have to believe in yourself with YouTube. You have to like maneuver through ways where, okay, so I got 10 views on this video. Maybe I should change things up. You know, maybe I should just cut the intro. Who cares? Maybe and so I should not talk about this topic and talk about something else. So you got to figure out what works for you. But in order to do that, you have to be willing to push yourself. You have to be willing to show up to work. You have to be willing to be able to like believe in yourself, know that you can do this. This is my 2nd year doing YouTube, and I am very grateful for the whole entire process, the journey, and what I've learned. And honestly, I just think that if you are willing to give it your all, if this is what you want to do, if you want to make this your full-time job, then you need to make time for it. You know, you need to believe in yourself, and it all starts up here first. So my biggest thing, hopefully the biggest takeaway from this whole entire video, is that for starters, if you don't believe in yourself, you need to start there first. Like self-care, get off YouTube and start there first, because you need to actually care about yourself and what you want to do, even like outside of YouTube, okay? Because that's all extremely very important. Like today, I did not do anything with YouTube related, and I did feel guilty a little bit, but I had a really fun night. You know, I went out just on like with my mom and my whole entire family, and I was just like, hey, let's do something. And I'm never one to be very spontaneous, but I just knew like I needed to take care of myself, and I couldn't be cooped up in here making videos all day. I was like, no, I need to do something else. So you do need to take care of yourself, but you also, with that, you need to also believe in yourself. You need to believe that you can do this, that you can get the shit done. So yeah, those are like my thoughts about YouTube if you're struggling. And for those of you who are just interested in what I'm doing with this channel, I think this channel is going to be more for just like conversations like this, because I think it's important to be really transparent, especially when my channel, my other channel's growing really fast. And I think it's important to be super transparent for people who are struggling, with people who just, you know, think that YouTube only happens to like, I don't know, the good people. Like, it does nothing great if it happens to them. Like, no, if you work hard, you can get there too. So yeah, this channel is going to be for conversations just like this. And I've created a podcast channel because I was doing my podcast on here, and I realized, nope, it needs another channel of its own. I realized my vlogs, they need a whole nother channel of its own. So those had already started up, and I'm kind of like working on those to see how those do. And then I would inform you soon on how those channels are doing. But I realized like it's kind of hard to have all these channels, but at the same time, I sat there and created over 400 videos in 1 year, and it didn't get that many views because they all needed like its own channel for vlogs. I needed its own channel for podcasts, you know? And so I'm still doing all this work. They're just going to be on different channels. So yeah. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for listening, watching, and hopefully this was helpful. And yeah, I'll see you soon on the next video. Bye guys.